Blue diamonds, blue diamonds, blue diamonds. So I'm riding home from seeing Mike. Ooh, I don't know what that is in my face. Something was in my face. I'm riding home. The movie theater's like right up the street from me. And yeah, I get a chance to reflect on the movie that I just saw. Listen, the Mike movie is really, really good. Oh my God. It made sense to all the real Michael Jackson fans that really loved him, that understood why he was the way he was. This is a movie that really honors Michael Jackson, that really honors his talent, that really shows, the things that he had to deal with and endure. We knew he got burnt up, but you never really understand. You hear something happen to that person and you see them, messed up in the hospital or whatever, and then you might not see them again until they're well. But you don't know what it is they went through while they were getting well. The road that they had to take, the pain that they went through, the challenge that it was. And this movie just, lets us in a little bit into that world of what he had to go through and what he had to endure throughout his journey. Mike was a regular person, yet it makes you understand and believe and know that none of us are regular beings. We all have a divine purpose, and we can either waste it or allow it to shine. And big shouts out to his mom for reiterating to him, his first God, his mother, for reiterating to him, no matter what, you let your light shine, because it's really a disservice to the world if you don't authentically be the magnificent you that you are. I don't care who's watching this right now. You are magnificent. You are amazing. You are meant to do great things. And you know how I know that? Because you're watching this video and I'm saying the words. So you must be, have been meant to be in place to hear such amazing things about yourself, because it's time. It's time for you, Blue Diamond, to shine brightly. I always put that in my messages that I leave. I usually leave that at the end after my emojis or before my emojis. Just encouraging the Blue Diamonds, because I believe everyone that follows me, my followers, are Blue Diamonds. You are unique. You are rare. Not everybody is going to follow me, because not everybody is on this frequency of being amazing, rare, and beautiful. You know who you are, and either you accept who you are or you reject who you are. I do not reject who I am. I am amazing. I don't give a fuck what nobody think about me. That is what it is. And for a long time, I didn't allow myself to be amazing, because I didn't want to shine so brightly that people will be like, damn, you so bright. But no matter whether I shine or didn't shine, people would still call me out, because they see the light in me. They see the light in me. Listen, they see the light, and I see the light. What's the point in ignoring it or acting like it's not there? I don't see the light. I don't see it. You see it. That's why you mad. That's why you big mad. Because I love myself and I know how to be amazing no matter what situation I'm in. When I was homeless, I was fucking amazing. Okay? Let's just keep it real with myself. When I was homeless, I was amazing. When I was homeless, I used to go into the shelter on the days, I think it was Mondays and maybe Thursdays. The women could come in and take a shower and get new clothes. We could get, look, peep this. You homeless, so they bless you with clothes that people donate. They bless you with makeup that people donate. They bless you with toothpaste, toothbrush, deodorant, everything that you need to sustain yourself. They give that to you freely, and you're able to take a shower on 2 days and then have clothes that you would need. So every week you're getting a new set of clothes. And when you're homeless, you can't really, have a lot of stuff because you moving around. You don't have no permanent place to stay. When it rains, you got to be somewhere else. When it's cold, you have to be somewhere else. So you're constantly moving. Yet everything in my bag was brand new. And when the brand new stuff filled up, I gave it back to the shelter and got new stuff. So according to people that was watching me on a daily basis, they thought I was the flyest bitch ever. And I was. I am. And so when I would talk to somebody be like, hey, I see you every day, blah, blah. Start talking to me. We have a nice little conversation. And they say, so where you live? And I go, oh, no, I'm homeless. Either I was in the shelter or it was the time when I decided to leave the shelter, get a tent, and go live on the park. And, I would tell people, they'd be like, where you live? I'd be like, right over there in the park. They would be like, what? What you mean? I got makeup on. I'm dressed to the nines, shoes. I'm talking about name brand shit. Because when people give away stuff, they give away their good shit. You know what I mean? I'm talking about dressed to the nine, smelling good. Yeah, they gave away perfume too. Smelling good, looking good. Carrying a great conversation, being extra articulate, knowing spiritual and knowledgeable things about life. And then I looked so young at the time. I was like in my 40s, in my mid to late 40s, something like that. But I looked like I was a little 20-year-old. And I would tell them I was homeless. They would curse me out, get the fuck out of here. Then I would tell them how old I was. And then they would curse me out, someone, get the fuck out of here. Oh my God. I really realized that you are who you are no matter where you are. You know what I mean? You could be they could take everything from you. You could have nothing and you're still going to be who you are. So authentically stand in your truth. It's not one shelter that I was in that I was like, oh, I'm homeless. I'm in the shelter. Might as well start stinking, not wash, be a bum. I cannot not wash, okay? That is just not in my blood. It is just not in my forte, okay? Ass must be clean, okay? At all times. And don't get me wrong. I'm not acting like it wasn't some days out there where it took me a little minute to get to some water. But that was the goal. If it was one of them type of days, the goal was to get to some water as soon as motherfucking possible. And yeah, I made sure I stayed mentally strong. I realize that now more than ever, that I was staying mentally strong. Still, looking good and dressing nice and feeling good about myself and being proud of myself, knowing that I wasn't putting myself through what I was going through for nothing. Vibrating. When you vibrate, thank you, brother. When you vibrate with the divine energy of who you really are, things have to be stripped from you because you were taught lies and misnomers. Is that a word? I don't know. It just sounded good. It sounded good, so I just rolled with it. Things that weren't true, things that weren't true, but made so you could believe that it was true, and then you took it on as your truth. How are you going to let the lie go unless you are stripped of everything that the lie built around you? I hope that made sense. It made sense to me. When you are living a lie, the lie is creating your whole world. And it's a false sense of reality. It's a created reality. It ain't even your reality. It's some bullshit that was, man, listen. I was out there homeless, and I never felt homeless. I never felt like I did anything wrong. I was wondering what was going on, what's going on, when this thing is going to change. What it made me do is work on myself. Why are you worried when you know the Most High got your back? When you know that you're in a position to learn something. Every time you're going through something, it's to teach you something. It's for you to find a jewel. It's for you to grow in some type of way, shape, or form, because you're not meant to stay the same. Every day you should be growing. Every day you should be getting better. But how are you going to grow if you never go through anything? If you never, are put to the test? How do you know that you've grown? After you go through the lesson and you get the jewel, then you got to go through a test to see if you learned what you was learning. If you learned what you was learning. If you learned it. Is it learned with ED or learned with a T? If you learned it, or if you learned it, you gotta go through, something that gives you. I'm gonna stop here because it's good lighting, darling. I look sexy. Hey, girl, what your name is? I'm just saying, don't get mad. I want red, a little bit of yellow, sacral chakra. So yeah, let me see. It's 11 minutes. It's not too long. So yeah, what was I talking about? I don't even know what I was talking about when I started this. But I wind up talking. Being your authentic self, I think that's one of the things that I constantly drive home to my blue diamonds. Be your authentic self. Speak your truth. You ain't got to be rude or nasty, or you could be rude and nasty. Do it how you want to do it. Do it how it come out. You know what I mean? Some people live their life in this bubble of being so good and so honest. When they decide to live their authentic self, they really saying the shit with no filter. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta be like that, but you could be like that as long as you're speaking your truth. Somebody coming to your face with some bullshit, be like, get out my face with that bullshit. Because they're gonna say you mean it either way. If you be like, listen, I don't entertain that, whatever, bitch. If you say, get out my face with that bullshit, bitch. Whatever you do to protect your love and your goodness and your path, whatever you do to protect yourself, people are going to deem you as being not right, because you're not allowing them to walk all over you. You're not allowing them to shit on you. You're not allowing them to throw a monkey wrench in your shit no more. So when you stand for yourself and you do what it is that you want to do to make you happy, you're going to be a bitch. That's just life. That's just the way it is. And I never, come to think of it, as I'm having this therapy session with y'all, I never wanted to be a bitch. I never wanted the people to think that I was mean. I never wanted the people to think that I was not kind, that I wasn't nice. And that was all some learned bullshit, because I'm not nice and good all the time. Sometimes I don't give a fuck. And I used to say that shit to myself. I always I think I always spoke my mind, but I still spoke my mind very kindly, and people wouldn't take me seriously until I'd be like, you know what, check this shit out. I don't know what the fuck you thinking. I don't know what the fuck you on, but no, you can't bring that shit this way no more. And then it was like, oh, she's serious. Bitch, I was serious when I said it the first time. What didn't you overstand? And they didn't overstand. They understood. They tried to put me under their overstanding of what they fucking wanted. And as long as you do what I want, as long as you do what I need you to do for me, I don't give a fuck. And I would be like, okay, well, I don't know. I never thought I was a punk. But now that I'm looking back on it, it's not that I was a punk. I just allowed too much shit to go down before I laid down the law. I should have laid down the law. And I was the type of bitch that I was like, I ain't giving you 3 chances. 2 chances is enough. And I would give 2 chances to strangers, maybe 3. Nah, I'd be like, nah, 2 is... A lot of people I only gave two chances to. But the people that I really love the most, those are the people that I gave a chance over and over and over and over. I gave them chance after chance after chance after chance after chance after chance after chance. I was like, oh, well, that's my brother. Or those are my brothers. Or, oh, well, that's my mom. Or, oh, well, that's my dad. Or, oh, well, that's my kids. Oh, well. No. And I would tell them, don't fucking play with me. And then they would play with me. Because they knew I was going to forgive them. They knew. They knew how deep my love was for them. Okay? But their love for me didn't have to be shown. And then when I would say something about it, you crazy. You be bugging. What's wrong with you? Why you always tripping? What's your problem? Get it together. You too emotional. Oh, that they used to run with that shit. You too emotional. You need to stop being so emotional. You act like don't nobody love you. And I'm like, yeah. That's how you acting. So I'm not supposed to call you out on how you're acting or how you treating me in that moment. I'm supposed to just whatever. And I used to do that sometimes, whatever. I remember one time my brother came to my house after I told him not to come to my house because his family was, I took his family in, and he came to my house ringing my bell. I had one of them bells that sound like a phone, like an office phone. And I'm like, who the fuck is ringing a bell like that? Had a husband in the bed, but I was like, let me get up and see what's going on. It was my brother, and I shouldn't have went outside, but when I went outside, he was drinking, and I was like, didn't I fucking tell you don't come to my house, bro? He grabbed me and threw me on the car, like, I come where the fuck I want to come. Oh, if I could just transform and be a man, I'd have whooped his ass. But that was some pushy shit, because you knew I couldn't fight you back. And you was mad because I took your family out of the shelter because you really was leaving them there to whatever. And I ain't even getting all into that. Y'all know the story. Y'all know the story. Well, the Blue Diamonds don't know the story. He was really trying to teach his family a lesson. Like, one of his wives to listen to him and do what he said, or he wasn't going to provide. Fucking took they... Did what the taxes, he did taxes in his name and got taxes for the kids, knowing that they was out there in the street and she needed that money at the time. And I was like, just come stay with me. She my sister-in-law, my nieces and nephews ain't go, and she just had a baby by my brother, a little girl. And you in a shelter. And they told me, you know, when shit bad happened to you, it gets all around the family. You know, they be calling each other and gossiping about what the fuck is going on with you. And they got back to me through my mother that my sister-in-law was in a shelter. And she had to sleep on the benches because they didn't have any housing for her at that moment. And it was her, my nephew, and the baby. Man, my nephew was a baby as well. I think he was, how old was he? I don't know. Maybe not baby. I think he may have been 4. They was still real little. And I was like, nah. I was like, tell him to come stay here with me. And I guess my brother was pissed off because he like, no, that's not going, if she come stay there with you, she ain't gonna run back to me. So I guess that's what he was mad about, whatever. Anyway, he threw me in a car, and like a detective car pulled up right next to God is good. A detective unmarked car pulled up, whoop whoop, right next to us, and was like, what is going on? Grabbed my brother, and I was like, yeah, y'all saw that. Y'all need to take his ass to jail. I said, and he drinking. You, if he got close to you, you could tell he had liquor on his breath. They ain't do nothing. They just told him to go home. How you tell him that? But spirit, it was spiritual. It was spiritual. You know the cops ain't nothing but little demons. Not all of them, but the majority of them. Let's just keep it motherfucking real. And yeah, why wouldn't you take him to jail? He driving drunk. He was drunk. Like the fuck, like that kind of drunk. Anywho, I went back in the house. They didn't arrest him. He went home. I guess he drove home. They let him drive home in that condition. And the next morning I got up and I called my brother. And I was like, yeah, about last night, I was like, I'm sorry. Because I was a Christian then. And, you know, they like, if, you know, no matter what situation you in, you know, you got to forgive that person. And, you know, I was so hurt. He was like, yeah, me too. And I was like, yeah, all right. And I hung up the phone. Oh, I cried. I was like, why I got to fucking apologize to him? And he the one who came here for me, but I was an obedient Christian. I was obedient than a motherfucker. Till I was like, something ain't right. This shit feel like slavery. Like, something ain't right with this Christianity thing. And I went on my journey because I wanted God to show me yourself. Show me you. And so I went on my journey. And it nice. I'm in my little car. And I'm driving home. Even though I don't appreciate being disabled right now. Okay, I do appreciate it. What am I saying? I don't enjoy it. But I appreciate it for what it's done for me. I appreciate it for what it's done for me. Heck, I be doing that because I'm on the edibles. I be switching from one thing to the other, right? Because I be in my own head. So yeah, I was saying that all of that to say. What was I saying all that to say for? A little dark down my block, but it's still beautiful. Why did I bring up that situation? I was talking so long I don't even remember. I don't even remember, y'all. Universe, angels, bring my memory back to me. What was I talking about? I don't remember. Shit like that happens. But I was talking about family members being there for you or putting you through shit. Stopping in front of my building for a little while. It's cold. Jeez Louise. I really don't remember what I was talking about. What I was saying that for. And that's not good. Oh, did I have to say did I have to ask for forgiveness? No. Cleaning shit up? No. Family being there for you? I think it was something about family being there for you. My family has done some really crazy shit to me, and I can go through and through and through and through many things. And family goes through shit. You know, we go through stuff. Yet I forgave and forgave and forgave and forgave and forgave. I remember saying that. I forgave and forgave and forgave and forgave, and they just kept doing shit. So it's like, okay, all of the energy now that I used to give y'all, I'm giving it to me, and I'm going to make sure nobody comes into my space and do no fucked up shit to me. Shit that you don't have to do. Shit that if you just think about it and put somebody else's feelings, you know, in mind. Hey, brother.
Making a video?
Yep, making a video.
I hear that.
I need to get me a I need to get me a copper water bottle just because it's healthier. But I carry my water around with me because I have a filter in my filtered filtration system in my house. So I take my water with me. I put my chlorophyll in it, and I be drinking that throughout the day. So I get, the chlorophyll. Chlorophyll cleanses your system, cleanses your blood, gives you vitamins as if you would, or nutrients as if you would be taking eating vegetables regularly. I be all over the place, huh? Yeah, so boundaries. You gotta have boundaries. And it doesn't matter who's in your life. If they're not doing for you, with you, the things that you want to do and the things you love, if they're not building you up, if they're not encouraging you to be the best you that you can possibly be, if they're always in a negative state of mind, if they're always trying to, tear you down or tear your dreams down, 2 tears in the bucket. Fuck that. No, we not doing that. You can't do that forever. So the movie, I think, Michael Jackson movie really showed how we all go through regaining our independence. We all go through taking our life back because motherfuckers be trying to run us and control us, and especially when you special, when you a blue diamond, you a blue phoenix rising, when you have a light in you that's so magnificent, when you are able to be at peace inside of yourself, when you're able to have your joy. Motherfuckers don't like that shit because they don't know how to do it. Instead of looking at you as an example of what they can do to be better, or ask you a question, come here. How you get like that? How you always happy? How you, instead of being hateful and spiteful because you're like that, especially people that's close to you, you got the inside track. If I get if I get blessed in my life, you get blessed in your life, right? Because we family. If I get a big ass house, then you can come whenever you have the feeling and you want to be in a big ass house, you can come over to my big ass house until you get your big ass house. And I'm going to encourage you the whole time to get your big ass house. What you going to do to get your big ass house? You need any help? I watch the kids while you go look. Like, for me, it always was supposed to be a familiar thing, a family thing. I grew up in, I'm in an X generation. I'm an X woman, an X goddess. I'm from the X, what is it? Generation. I'm an X generation. I was able to go to church on Sundays and come. Everybody that's in your family, or most of the people that's in your family, some of the people went to other churches, but most of the people that's in your family, we went to the same church. So we would see each other at church on Sunday, and the kids would sit together and be fucking with each other, and your parents like, shh, pay attention. We had stories to tell. We'd be like, I'm going to the bathroom. Ask your mother, can you go to the bathroom? We all go through the bathroom at the same time to waste some time in church. And then when church was over and we was coming out, everybody would give each other love or whatever and be like, meet you at grandma's house. Then we get to grandma's house, and grandma in the kitchen and granddaddy somewhere, doing his thing, and all the aunts and uncles are there, and the ones that are not there yet, when they pull up, it's like, oh, Uncle Rudy is here. Oh, Aunt Marie is here with her clan. Everybody had their little clan. They come over. All the grandkids are happy to see each other. Some cousins loved some cousins were closer than other. I'm not going to say loved each other more. That were closer than others. And they would get together, and well, we walk to the store, and if the parents needed anything, we go to the store. Uncle Rudy come and give us all $1. We thought he was so rich, and he was so fly. My granddaddy and my uncles always came dressed suited, gone, suited to the nine. It was back in them days when you ain't leave the house unless you was done up. You know what I mean? That's why now I do that. Now I make sure I'm done up, because you never know. You got to be ready. So you ain't have to get ready. You got to be ready. Where you want to go? To Cancun? Sure. Let me just pack a quick little bag. But I'm ready. I ain't even got to beat my face or nothing. I'm just going to get my shit. My nails is done. Yeah, my nails is done. How you feeling? I'm feeling good. How your temperature? I'm 100. Okay? I'm ready. Back in them days, they was ready. Left the house. My grandmother, Eula May Parker, was so like that. Dressed to the nine, yo. The last thing she would do was put her makeup on. That's why I'm like I am. The last thing she would do was the last thing that she would do. I'm a turtle. Anytime I try to be a rabbit, it's like I'm bumping into myself. The last thing she would do was put her makeup on. And she would put her makeup on so beautifully. And then the last little thing was, she had little white lips. She would put one little thing there, one little thing there, and go. And that was that. And I'd be like, my grandmother's all that in a bag of blue diamonds. Eula May Parker. Sending you love, my grandmother. My mother. My grandmother. I love you so much. She taught me how to be elegant. She taught me how to love myself. She taught me how to stand up for myself. And now she's making sure I follow through on that shit. Okay, I'm gonna sit out here, but it's cold. So I'm gonna go talk to y'all in the house. Alright? Plus this video is long. I might have to break it down. But I'll see y'all when I get upstairs. Deuces. The turtle is so much smoother, right? You see the green, right? Ooh, and then the music just came out of nowhere. Oh. Love y'all.